Thank you, Alicia. Good morning. When Mary Pat advised us that CruiseWorld would be using the nautical theme and that she wanted us to pick a cruising word as the topic for our inspirational TW talk, the word that immediately came to mind for me and the only word I really wanted was crew. As I often do before a presentation, I looked up the word or theme that I am presenting on to see its official definition. Nothing surprising, and in all honesty, I was going to focus on the second bullet and talk about all of the amazing employees, network of travel advisors, and leadership of World Travel Holdings. That's because I could talk till I'm blue in the face about the resiliency, courage, bravery, and wisdom of employees and travel advisors of World Travel Holdings and our home base brands of Dream Vacations, Cruise One, and Cruises Inc. And of course, this crew is very special to me. I was going to talk in depth about how during the pandemic, we had to make a lot of very difficult decisions about our most valued people, as I'm sure many of you have had to do the same. What makes our situation different than some of our colleagues is that WTH was too big to receive PPP forgiveness money, but that did not dent the financial support of our shareholders, of which 100% are employees of WTH. These last few months, many on our team worked longer hours doing the jobs of many people and for less pay. Our story is the same as many of yours. Their loyalty has shined through, and their belief in our company has never been stronger. It is apparent that what hasn't changed is the core of who we are and what we do. WTH's mission statement is to deliver a remarkable experience. For our agency division, Dream Vacations, Cruise One, and Cruises Inc., we go further to define this as we care more about you. The things that make us who we are has not wavered, even in light of a pandemic that has shut down an industry longer than we could have anticipated or even thought we could survive. As I was thinking about that last sentence, it hit me. Based on where we have been, based on what we have been through, this is not just about my company, my team, my network, or what I consider my crew. It is about every single company, agency, travel advisor, employee, host, and supplier in this industry. It is about each and every one of you and all of us in travel coming together to show our value as travel professionals. I am proud of each one of you, no matter who you work for, are affiliated with, if you're on your own, if you're a competitor or a supplier, or if you're part of World Travel Holdings. The rest of my talk today, when I speak about crew, it means everyone in travel. I want to take a moment to thank our suppliers, a huge part of our crew. Many of us could not have survived without the compassion, decisions, and economic support that the cruise lines and other suppliers made. I think when we are going through our own tragedy, it's hard to imagine what others are going through. But if you think about what the suppliers were and are still going through, the unimaginable logistics that they had to deal with, and the incredible fear of what this means for their future. At the same time, worried about taking care of the travel advisor distribution system, us, and actually coming through. I could go on and talk about how they protected commissions on FCCs, essentially paying us twice, or how they created the cruise with confidence policies that put our customers' minds at ease. But what is most important to talk about today is the travel advisor, you. You are the crew I want to focus on. We were important before this pandemic, and our importance just increased tenfold. It is our job as travel advisors to ensure that every consumer knows why it is always better to book through you. I don't need to tell you the reasons why it's better, but believe me, consumers need to hear it, and we need everyone to be shouting it. Our travel suppliers need and want a healthy travel distribution channel. They do a great job supporting the travel advisor. Look at Vicky from Royal. Vicky loves travel agents as her brand. Adolfo actually tattooed his body to let us all know that travel agents rock. Carnival Cruise Lines has a campaign to consumers called WATA, Why Use a Travel Advisor. Katina from Norwegian Cruise Lines has our back with Partners First. In addition, all of the cruise line executives, BDM, support staff that you work with only have jobs if there's a healthy travel distribution agency distribution channel. So in addition to the names I just mentioned, we also have Dondra from Celebrity, Michelle from Holland, John from Princess, Michelle from MSC, and so many more. Their jobs at the cruise lines are directly tied to the travel agency channel. They only have jobs if we have jobs. And apparently they're all like Oprah, because I don't need to say their last names. Richard Fain was just interviewed by WHH's own David Crooks at our Dream Vacations Cruise One and Cruises Inc. National Conference, and David asked him what the role of the travel advisor will be in the future. Richard said he believes travel advisors will remain critical. He said, and I quote, "I will make it clear, this isn't we're supportive of the travel advisor community because we're good people, although we are good people. We do it because we think it's in our best interest. The travel advisors have always been the ones that create the demand." He went on to say, "It becomes more important in light of the pandemic. No normal human learns as much about what ships do, what shipping companies do, what guests do as the travel advisor does, because they have the time. This is their field. They understand it and they can communicate it. That's what we need." He said, "Knowledge is key for our future. I am a strong believer in knowledge. Knowledge is what drives success, drives good decision making, and it is that knowledge that will drive the consumers into the agencies, from the agencies onto our ships, and that will be good for all of us." Wow. I think that was the best way I've heard someone explain why suppliers need travel advisors. I am very passionate about our crew, travel advisors, not at just WTH, but all of you. My recommendation is for you to tell everyone in your conversations, in your marketing, to your repeat and potential customers, why buy with a travel advisor. I've explained to many of my friends and family when they ask me why they shouldn't just go direct to the supplier. After I explain, they always say, "I didn't know that." Whether it was about pricing, exclusive promotions, whatever it is, I tell them, they say, "Oh, I didn't know that." We assume they know. We assume by saying it's our service that it's enough. There's so many reasons, so many perks, and so much confusion about how our industry works. Explain it. Don't assume they know. I bet if you think back before you were a travel advisor, when you were booking vacations for yourself or for others, you didn't understand the policies and the unwavering support, tools, and economic advantages that the cruise lines give travel advisors. So make sure you tell your customers and your potential customers. This is what Richard was saying. We have the supplier support, so scream it from the rooftops. Yes, I am passionate that as an industry, each of us, the suppliers themselves, CLIA, ASTA, and anyone associated with leisure travel needs to advocate, be transparent, and tell customers why, and that will allow each of us to catch the wave of people who book with a travel advisor. We need a healthy travel agency distribution channel, our crew. Yes, we are competitors. Yes, we will compete and should. But if consumers don't have the basic knowledge of why it's always better to book with a travel advisor, and they believe that going direct is the best way to book, well, then this crew just got smaller. I want to end by sharing with you some of the things I've shared with our network of travel advisors over the past 7 months. I send out an email every Monday morning called Debbie's Take. I want to share a few things that the advisors have shared with me that I have reshared through Debbie's Take and now with you. Mary Beth Perini, one of our Dream Vacations franchisees from New York, said, "I may have lost bookings, but I am not losing customers." I've used this a lot when talking to our network. I feel it was one of the most insightful, thoughtful, and meaningful statements I have heard in travel since this pandemic began. You always hear people say, do you think the glass is half full or half empty? During one of our virtual regional trainings, someone said, "Debbie sees the glass half full." And then Richard Truitt, Dream Vacations franchisee from California, said, "I would say Debbie isn't a glass half full person any longer. She is a glass refillable person." Wow, I love good quotes, but that stopped me in my tracks, and I wrote about that the following week. How true, as Simon Sinek said, people who wonder if the glass is half empty or half full miss the point. The glass is refillable. Guys, the glass has been empty, but guess what? We're ready for a refill, and we are not finished drinking. There's great hope for the future. I have great confidence in our amazing industry. What you see on the screen is an introduction to a great quote that sums up 2020. Our crew, every one of you, and every person in every company in travel, we've got this. And the comeback is definitely going to be greater than the setback. The pent-up demand is not just words we say to be inspirational. It's real. And I hope each of you are ready for it. Thank you for your time today and enjoy the rest of Cruise World.